It is 124 BCE, deep in the Gobi Desert. A massive wall of sand, miles wide and hundreds of feet tall, moves across the dunes at 50 miles per hour, swallowing the sun. When a disruption this violent hits without warning, your body doesn't wait for your brain to think. It reacts. For most of human history, survival meant hunkering down, closing your eyes, and waiting for the danger to move past you. That ancient survival reflex still triggers today during market crashes, sudden industry shifts, or personal crises. We are hardwired to wait for the environment to become predictable again before we act. But there is a high price for that silence. The moment you stop moving to wait for the dust to settle, you automatically surrender control of the outcome to anyone else still on their feet. This is why Sun Tzu's The Art of War places so much emphasis on the hidden utility of a crisis. He famously noted that, in the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. For a strategist, these moments are a rare window where the fixed structures of the status quo finally become fluid. Chaos doesn't just destroy, it provides the smokescreen needed to move undetected. Sun Tzu taught that an army's greatest strength is its ability to project what he called the illusion of disorder. To an enemy, your organization might appear to be in total panicked disarray, headless and vulnerable. In reality, every retreating unit and scattered scout is following a precise script. This trick only works if the internal discipline is absolute. The chaotic movement on the surface is actually anchored to a rigid, highly organized grid that the enemy cannot see. When an entity is grounded by its own internal structure, the panic of the surrounding environment becomes irrelevant. The storm belongs to the world, but the plan belongs to the general. On the day the storm hit in 1240 BCE, the Xiongnu lookouts were stationed across these exposed dunes. Their job was to provide early warning, but they were currently struggling just to breathe. The lookouts assumed that because they were blinded by the sand, their enemy must be blinded as well. They concluded that warfare had become physically impossible. Overwhelmed by the zero visibility conditions, the guards dropped their defensive posture and huddled together for shelter. The Gobi sandstorm was a lethal physical threat, capable of burying men alive, but it was the lookouts' decision to drop their vigilance that turned a weather event into a military disaster. Han General Weiqing faced the exact same wall of sand, but he processed the data through a different lens. He recognized that the wind and dust were not just obstacles to his own movement. They were a massive, natural curtain that could hide his entire army. While his opponents were hiding, Weiqing ordered 30,000 cavalrymen to advance directly into the howling winds. The Han troops used the roaring of the storm to drown out their advance, slipping past the paralyzed lookouts without a single arrow being fired. By the time the air cleared, the Xiongnu main camp was completely surrounded. Their leader fled in a panic, leaving behind 15,000 captives. Weiqing didn't just endure the catastrophe. He used the blinding dust to navigate the impossible and turn the environmental disaster into his most effective weapon. You likely won't find yourself leading cavalry through a Gobi sandstorm, but you will face moments where your entire industry seems to go dark. The natural instinct is still to act like those lookouts, to freeze, lower your expectations, and wait for the market to stabilize. This chart shows a typical market crash. As the established line drops, players retreat. Notice these smaller nodes rushing into the negative space. When competitors freeze, the cost of taking a new position drops, letting you make bold advancements without a crowded field. In a room where everyone is blinded by panic, the person who can still see has already won the campaign. You cannot predict when a systemic storm will hit your career or your finances, but your discipline during that storm is a choice you make every day. History suggests that while the crowd waits in the dark for safety, the victor identifies the path created by the storm and begins to walk.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to NovaMind for more inspiring thoughts and ideas.